How's it going, everybody? It's T-Biz here, and this is another little episode slash installment of my Masters of the Universe Classics Collecting History. Today we're going to take a look at one of the loose figures I bought off of eBay when I was starting to collect Masters of the Universe Classics back in 2010. This was originally a 2009 release. It might have been June or something like that, when 2009. I'm not sure. I have to look it up again. But he originally came out in 2009. Was it March? Maybe, I can't remember. Anyhow, Man-at-Arms. And the thing was about Man-at-Arms, I had to pick up a handful of loose figures from the original first wave because I couldn't, either they weren't being re-released yet by Mattel or Matty Collector, or I didn't want to pay high eBay, well, actually, high carded prices, or at that point in time. I don't think they were ridiculously high as they were now, maybe. It's hard to remember. But I found some great deals on loose figures, and Man-at-Arms was one of them. So I'm thinking, going back in history, it would have been about it would have been either early summer or midsummer 2010. I probably purchased this figure, because when I started getting I got, the original four that I got was He-Man, Skeletor, Scareglow, Web Store, and I started dipping in and getting, other figures too. And it might have been, I might even be wrong, and I had Beastman at that point too. I might have actually purchased him on eBay too, but it's just hard to remember. So I'm trying to do the best that I can. And so I would pick up, Man-at-Arms, Teela, Stratos. Those were some loose figures that I bought. But yeah, today we're going to take a look at Man-at-Arms, which is one of my favorite characters. He's really cool. I think back in the day when I was a kid, he kind of underrated him a little bit. I thought he was kind of a little goofy, but in my older years, appreciate him a lot more than I did. But let's read the bio on him real quick. It's real name Duncan. For two centuries, the Eternian weapons master and combat instructor to the royal family, has been called the Man-at-Arms. Trained by the renowned tactician Decker and a veteran of the Great Unrest, Duncan was asked by King Randor to step in this position and fortify his guard with an elite strike force, which he named the Masters of the Universe. In addition to his skills in combat, Duncan is also a great inventor, just like on the cartoon, and helped construct the electronic version of the Power Sword, which is 2099 or 2010. 2099, 2010. Power Sword for Adam to use until he could unite both halves of the sword of King Grayskull. Man-at-Arms and his adopted daughter Teela often scout the borders of Eternia for signs of lurking evils like Skeletor, Hordak, Snake Man, all those guys. But it's Man-at-Arms pretty much in a bucket. But this version's really cool because his colors, his paint scheme and everything, with the dark greens and blacks and stuff in there that wash with his boots, his underwear, and his little frilly sides on his armor, or his little biotech mech suit, or whatever you want to call it, pays homage to the vintage carded art look, which is really cool. And just a way spiffed out version of our old Man-at-Arms, which this is the yellow, just regular soft head, non-little red button things variant, and they pay an homage to the red dot version or variant right there on this version of Man-at-Arms. And he came with a extra mustached Duncan head, which is pretty cool. And then you have the non-mustached regular face that you have from the old school version. So there you go. Pretty cool. And I prefer to have, I think I had the Duncan head on him, but I prefer this version. This version's a lot cooler. More original, more old school. And it's cool because he came with a place to put his weapons. But I have to warn you, if you're purchasing this figure, beware, you can create stress marks. See right there, from just popping the weapons in and out and stuff like that. But yeah, there you got the electronic 2010 Power Sword, which clips in right there. Got some extra doodads and gadgets right there, which are pretty cool on his suit. Pretty neat. Some little little towel or whatever right there. Probably a toolbox or whatever for stuff. And then you got the laser gun from the whatchamacallit, the weapons rack from back in the day, which is pretty nifty. And then he came with a sword, or a little, it's supposed to be, I guess, a dagger. But yeah, either way, a sick figure. It's really awesome. You got that little blaster like he had on the cartoon sticking out right there on his armor. And I prefer to have this knee shin guard thing on his right leg rather than his left leg, which is featured actually on the... Supposed to have it that way, but I prefer them this way. So yeah, that's how I like my Man-at-Arms. But if you look too, the suit's way more, just it pops a lot more. They did an extra good job on like upping the detail with all the little mechanics and parts and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. Did a really good job with that. Everything just pops a lot more. And he's just, I don't know, just a really swell figure. It's really awesome. Love this guy. And right now, I've seen some prices on eBay. You can get them for about 70, 80 bucks or so. You know, it's not too expensive, but not too cheap. Cheaper than like Battle Armor, He-Man, and stuff like that. If you're going to go purchase those figures. But yeah, great figure, man. Just really cool. I always like this guy. Especially this version. This version's sick. Oop. But yeah, it's kind of weird to put the store the weapons on here because they do become, I don't know, they're kind of loosey-goosey. But yeah, you can make them fit. And this used to fit in the back, but since you get the stress marks on both of these things, yeah, it's very loose. So I guess we can prefer him to just hold it like that. But yeah, it just looks sick. Even his mace got a upscale. Just a lot bigger, a lot more threatening. Just really cool. But yeah, just awesome, awesome figure. Anyways, let's look at Man-at-Arms. Real quick look. Just, I don't know, man. Really, really, it's funny because... I mean, I've had my, I don't have a lot of these displayed. They're just kind of sitting in a storage tote, which is stupid, but because someday I need to just pop up a shelf or put them on one of my desks and just have them all displayed because they're just worthy. They're just sick figures. And I haven't messed with this figure a lot. And I just was like, man, this figure is just so worthy. It's just a really, really good figure. Really good just rendition of Man-at-Arms. And plus, it's cool, too. I like... You can tuck his head in, give him more of like a mysterious kind of like Storm Shadow look or whatever, you know. If he's doing battle, kind of cover up his face a little bit more. Just looks a little bit more, just, I don't know, intense. But yeah, great figure either way. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Once again, thanks for watching, y'all. I'm definitely going to do more of these. I got a long way to go, too. We got a really long way to go. And I recently picked up some new figures, too, from the Mattel website because... actually not the Mattel website, not the Matty Collector, but their eBay website has a lot. If you look it up on Mattel eBay, they have a lot of Motu Classics figures for cheap, for real, real cheap. So I suggest that you, if you want to start collecting, or if you have been, go to their eBay site and pick up some figs for a real decent price. I picked up, I think for 80 bucks, 4 figures for less than $100. So about 80 bucks, yeah, for 4 good figures. Anyways, thanks for watching, y'all. More videos definitely on the way. Yeah, y'all have a good one, and... by the power of Grayskull!